All right, good morning, guys. Hey, October is here, and we got to talk about some cryptos today that I think is just important information that you all need to be aware of. Of course, we're going to talk about Jasmy. We're probably also going to talk about XRP. Some news just came out yesterday, and it's not the best, but I'm not concerned whatsoever. I'm also going to talk about FTM, which is a new crypto that I've recently looked at, and maybe we'll talk about Ethereum a little bit. First of all, don't forget to give me a follow on X. It's at Business Dad with 3 S's. And the reason you guys want to follow me, one, is we're only at 3,400 followers. I post a lot of free content. Okay. Talk about SoFi. I talk about FTM. This is a free call out. XRP information. Jasmy, of course. We got Ethereum. And then also I bought the dip on these cryptos right here. Broke down Matic, why I bought that. Huge positive divergence. Short-term price target 83 to 93 cents. So again, make sure you follow me at Business Dad with 3 S's. I'll probably follow you back. Just make sure you comment on my posts so I know you're interacting with me, and then I'll check you out and see if you have some good information to follow. All right, so looking at Jasmy, let's dive into this. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all just my own opinion, but I want to break down the 4-hour real quick because we are creating some positive divergence. What is positive divergence? Well, positive divergence is when the RSI, which you can see right here, this blue line, is making higher lows and the asset is making lower lows. So you can see Jasmy is in a downtrend right here, this little channel, but the RSI is moving up. This is bullish, okay? This also happened over here for Jasmy. You could see, let me get rid of this yellow arrow, and let me actually make this bigger for you all. So you could see we hit a low point, we hit a higher low right here, okay? And the asset closed. The candle closed below this one. So this is positive divergence. What happened to Jasmy after that? Well, we ran from 0.018 all the way to 2.5 cents. Now, is that going to happen this time? Well, that's a great question. The important thing, guys, is we have to hold this trend line right here. Let me tell you why. Let me put this on a daily, okay? If we don't hold this trend line, I think we're in big trouble. You could see we built some support. We're in an uptrend in a way. We have higher highs, so you see right here. So we got 1, 2, 3. Higher highs, higher lows. So it would make sense for Jasmy to turn around from here if we hold this trend line. You can even see that we have wicked down 3 days now. 1, 2, 3. Still holding strong, just like we did here. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that we do not break this. I do not want a daily candle close below this because I do think it would get a lot worse. Hopefully that makes sense. If that makes sense, drop a like. I would truly appreciate that. But you can see the RSI is making higher lows. So that's a good sign. We are in an uptrend when looking at a daily time frame, which is very good. The 4 hours making positive divergence, which is a very good sign. But it's now or never. It's really like today and tomorrow. And what's today? Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, and this weekend will tell us everything we need to know. If we close daily candle closes below this, then you already know what could happen. We could fall back to 1.5 pennies to 1.6 area. You can see we've wicked down here plenty of times before. Okay. Now, talking about Elliott wave, I do want to bring this up because it is important. So let's pull up the weekly. And I just want to show you something that I think everyone needs to be aware of because it could play out, especially if we see more of a downturn. Now, again, remember, we need to hold this support for me to feel confident that we're in an uptrend again. But right now, you also need to pay close attention to this possible head and shoulders pattern. Okay, we have a shoulder right here. we have a head right here, and we have a shoulder right here, okay? If we break a penny and a half, then the prediction of 1, 2 will be much clearer, okay? If you've been with me, we've talked about a worst case scenario of us getting to 1, 2, 1, 1 area. Now, let me explain why this could potentially happen more for you. So we talk about Elliott wave, and I'm going to show you an Elliott wave chart in a second. We got wave 1 right here, which is at 0.007. Wave 2 right here, pullback. Wave 3 at 0.027. Wave 4 at about a penny and a half, and wave 5 at 4.4. We have an A wave, ABC correction would be 1.9. The B would be at 3.3. And then the C could potentially be right here or right here, penny and a half, okay? This is a pullback right here. But if this does not hold, and if a penny and a half doesn't hold, then we all know that this would be the next area. Let me give you 2 more reasons why this could potentially happen. You see the support right here at the blue line. We have strong support, okay, for Jasmy. Now, this was resistance. So when Jasmy back in the day, let me walk you through this, crashed down, and then it retested it, resistance, 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 and then it flushed out. So it's resistance at this point. Then it comes back up and it breaks it. So what does that mean? That means this is not resistance anymore. This is now support. So Jasmy's support is at the blue line right here. If this breaks and if a penny and a half breaks, okay? Now, it's going to get good in a second. Let me just finish my thought on this. The other thing is the 786 level is right here. So when I take a Fibonacci from, you hear frozen in the background? That's what happens, right? We take a low point right here. We bring it all the way to the high, okay? And we're just breaking down these fib levels. We've obviously closed below the 618, which is alarming. You can see we have a couple candle closes on a weekly below the 618. So again, if this breaks, guys, then my guess would be that we could potentially come to the 786 level, which would range right at this support. And this would range from about a penny to 1, 2. Okay. Now here's the good news is this would confirm the Elliott wave pattern that I've drawn for you guys before, because we would have an A, B, and then a C would be the flush out. Now I'm going to show you what Elliott wave actually does in a second, but the C wave can come as low as wave 1 or right above wave 1. And we already know wave 1 was like right here. Okay. Was about, let's see, about 0.007. So we could definitely come down here. It really depends, again, what happens with this trend line, what happens at a penny and a half, and are we going to have that final flush out? Now let's talk about the worst case scenario, and then I'm going to tell you about Elliott wave, and if this happens, I'll feel very confident about Jasmy. So if we pull up this, from where we're at right now, let's say we do crash down to the 1112 range, the 786 level, okay? Which is about 11 to 12. That's about 38% lower from where we're at right now. Mentally, you have to ask yourself, would you be okay with this if this happens? Now, these are just facts that I'm giving you. My opinion would stay the same is if we hold this trend line and we have some daily candle closes above it, I would feel really good. And depending on what Ethereum and Bitcoin do, then maybe this was just a back test. But this could be a huge fake out and we could be going much lower. You just have to mentally prepare yourself for that, okay? So if we look at Elliott wave now, so let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C potentially, or C potentially. So let's pull up Elliott wave. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks just like what I showed you. We have the A. So look at this. The A goes to the 4. Let's go back. We have the A right here is right around the 4. Okay. We have the B up here. Okay. So let's go back. Then we got the B up here, which lines up kind of with the 3. Now it's not going to be perfect every time, but we got the B up here. Okay. And I need to actually show you one more theory in a second. and then we could have the C right here. But let's say it's worse than that. Let's say we have the A here, we have the B here, and then we have the C down here. Could that happen? Sure, because we know the C wave right here could be identical with wave 1 or right above it. Now, again, it's not going to play perfectly like this. This is obviously just an example, but Jasmy is kind of looking like this, right? In a way. So we have to think about it. You have to be okay if we do go back down here. Now, the next time I will buy Jasmy is if this happens, because then I would feel really good. And let me show you why. If we do this, which would be wave 2 of 5, okay, I would look at wave 3 right here, and this would line us up with about 8. Actually, this would be about 8.5 cents, and this would line us up with 12 to 13 cents. Let me show you why. So let's just say we drop down here, and we're at 1-1 now. Okay, big deal. In the long run, I think Jasmy will do great. Okay, but you have to do what's best for you at the end of the day. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, just my own opinion. So my next target would be about 8.5 cents. And the reason for this is Elliott wave would play out, Jasmy will pull back, whatever happens. Maybe it's even right here, but it's just not looking the best right now. We really need to hold this support, and we need to go up very soon. Hopefully you guys are following. Subscribe if you like information like this. I have a lot of other cryptos I'm breaking down, but you see 8.5 cents, we got some resistance. But the bigger thing, guys, is this. Let's pull up a monthly time frame real quick. Okay. I want to take a Fibonacci, and I want to show you some levels I'm looking for. Now, this is more long term. Okay. So let's pull this up. Let's do this, and I'm going to zoom in for you guys in a second. So if we take it from 35 cents and we bring it all the way to the low point, all the way to Jasmy's bottom, which was about 2 and some change. Okay. Now you can see that on a monthly time frame, Fibonacci lines is the 236 level is about 8.5 cents. Okay. This would be my guess of the wave 2 of 3 possibly, or wave 3. Then we pull back, okay, and then wave 5 could be right here, or wave 3 could be right here, and then we pull back some more and move much higher. This is why I've always said 13 to 14 or 12 to 13 cents is my range for Jasmy, and I said really this cycle maybe 20 to 25 cents. This would get us in between the 618 786 level. So everyone calling for $1, and the people you've watched that said we're going to $1, $2, I've never said that. I said that can definitely happen in the future, but I've specifically said I don't think that's going to happen for this cycle. So right now for Jasmy, we need to understand what could potentially happen if this trend line breaks, how low we can go, and you have to have a game plan of when you plan to sell. So you have to understand Fibonacci, you have to understand Elliott wave and the stochastic and the RSI. And this is exactly what we talk about in my Discord. Again, if you want to join the Patreon, the link is down below. We've had a lot of people join this last couple of weeks, and it's 12% off if you pay for the whole year. So the lowest tier right now is about $105 for the whole year, and you get access to information like this much faster, and a great community on Discord. A lot of intelligent people in there. Okay, so we just got to be watching this, guys. But still, this I feel very good about. That 8.5 cents will absolutely happen for Jasmy. Right now, all cryptos are pulling back. But if you take anything away from this video, you need to be watching this trend line. You need to be watching where does the daily candle closes, below or above this, because then we know if this breaks, we can definitely go lower. And then if this support, these wicks right here, does not hold, then we definitely could go lower. But you can feel good that that will probably be the absolute floor around this area, around the blue line right here, because what once was resistance is now support. This candle turned this into support. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, guys, appreciate you. We were going to talk about other cryptos, but we just had to talk about Jasmy today. Really, really important information. Let me know what you're doing down below. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope you have a great day.